Coffee with Bishop. This is Bishop Hales. Listen, go ahead and like, share, come on as you're coming on to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, put your push notifications on. Let everybody know that you're on with Black Coffee with Bishop Hales. Listen, subscribe to our channel. So many people are asking about what's going on with Black Coffee. Make sure you get some Black Coffee. But I'm so honored tonight to be on with Black Coffee with Bishop Hales. Have my special guest, my friend and brother, 30 plus years, Pastor Trevor K. Phillips, Senior Pastor and founder of Saving Grace Community Church. I'm so honored to have him with us tonight. But listen, before we get involved in Black Coffee, you got to do something for me. You got to like, you got to share, tag 10 people you love, 5 people you can't stand. Go ahead and let them know. Listen, I'm on with Black Coffee with Bishop Hales. It's going to be a great episode tonight. Go ahead and like, share, notification, put it on, subscribe. Come on, we about to have Black Coffee with Bishop. Wait a minute, let me get my little sip of my coffee, because I think we're about to blame the black man. I guess we're going to find out tonight. What's going on? Listen, I'm so excited to have my friend and brother here. It's almost 30 plus years we have been close brothers and friends. We are both pastors. And don't hold that against us. Go ahead and get your coffee. And don't hold that against us. I know we live in this age of disagreement. But welcome to Black Coffee. Pastor, I'm so excited. You don't mind if I call you TK, that's all right.
That's all right.
We're so excited that you're here. Tonight's episode is dear to our hearts because we're black men in America, and these not yet to be United States. But I thought we should have this discussion because we're living in such a unique climate. We're 70s kids. Don't hold that against us. Don't hold that against us. Reds, the Red Machine,
right.
Yankees,
Big
Dodger
Red
Blue,
Machine.
Big Red Machine. You know, Dodger. We're baseball kids. So, but I thought we would start this episode, and as you're getting your coffee and you're getting on, and I want you to like again, share, let everybody know. Listen, stop what you're doing, put that Hennessy down, and get on with Black Coffee with Bishop. Tell your haters, hate me after I get on with Black Coffee with Bishop, but go ahead and subscribe now. Let them know you're going to subscribe. You're going to get on with Black Coffee with Bishop, because tonight our guest is Pastor Trevor K. Phillips. So listen, we are black men, we're strong black men, we're men of God, and unapologetically black, and unapologetically born again twice. Now, we can't talk. We got to get that part one. Listen, I want to deal with this tonight because I want to jump right in, Pastor. I mean, we've been on each other, like I said, 30 plus years have flown by like this. And ministry, our families, our children, our friends, our foes, everything. We've been up against it in ministry. But one of the things that I wanted to just highlight in Black Coffee in this episode is a lot of times black men don't get an opportunity, particularly in our business, what we do in ministry. You know, like, for example, everything is centered around, it's almost, you hear this cliche-ish, you know, church hurt stuff. We forget that the pastor hurt too.
Right.
And things we go through. But I don't want to deal with that in this episode. If it hits it where it hurts, so be it, but make sure you get some coffee while it's hitting you, because I think tonight in this episode, I want to highlight what it is that we go through. Because if we get stopped today, what I pray we don't, if we get stopped today, nobody's stopping Bishop Hales, and nobody's stopping Pastor Phillips. They stopping a black man, you know what I mean? And at best, the N-word, you know, whatever the case may be, depends on what part of the city you're in. But, you know, nevertheless, I mean, I brought this up to this episode, and as you're coming on tonight on this episode, this is going to be a rough episode. Not because my guest is my best friend, my brother, no. It's going to be rough tonight because we live in a time where everybody got an opinion, everybody got an assessment, and everybody's a professional, and everybody's an expert. but they not black. And I'm blackity black on black, you know. And I'm proud to be a black man, not ashamed to be a black man. And let me say this before we get started, Pastor, and you would agree with this. Being pro-black doesn't mean you anti-white.
That's right.
It just means you love yourself some me. You know, like T.O.'s used to say, I love me some me. I wish I had a witness in here. I love me some me. I love me some. I love being black. I think it's God's uniqueness in his architectural design and creation that he had enough to think of us in that huge part of creation. But I brought this topic up. Somebody asked me, our staff asked me, Bishop, why blame the black man? I said, well, we live in a culture, we live in a time where several years ago, a lady, drowned her kids, and first thing she comes to the news on CNN, first thing she says, it was a black man that did it. I can just go episode after episode, women, white men, and other black people, whatever the case may be, everything is centered around that negative context. How have you, in your life journey, experienced that you've had to just, I'm a black man, I'm proud of it, but I'm still faced with challenges? What's some challenges you would say, I'm having these challenges, I've faced these racial issues as a black man in America. We can't get around it. As my boy said in the movie, look, it's not a safe place in the world for a black man. But it's safe tonight with black coffee, so you need to get your black coffee. Hold on, before he talks, because I know he's going to say something profound and prophetic, and I want to get some coffee. Get your coffee, because you're on with black coffee. It's going to be rough tonight. I tried to tell you, but yeah, because I go through it all the time, you go through it all the time. We talk about it indirectly, directly sometimes, about our challenges as black pastors.
Yes.
But ultimately, I don't think it's just black pastor. It's a black man.
Yes.
We're raising black children.
Yes.
Married to a black woman. It's just all kinds of things with dynamics we're dealing with. But in your life journey, what would be some highlights you say, you know what, I had this episode that I had to realize, man, I'm black?
I think it started really, Bishop, the fact that I was raised by black parents. I mean, at our home wasn't different strokes where we had a white
right.
where there's a white man adopted 2 kids. No, my parents were definitely black.
Oh yeah.
And my mom grew up in the city here, and she faced discrimination. She went to Walnut Hills High School here in the city, and the black students could only go and swim in a pool on Friday because they had water in the pool all during the week, but they emptied the water so the black kids could swim in it.
Wow.
My father grew up in a segregated South in South Carolina. So to your point, I already had to deal with and know that I was going to be treated differently because my parents were treated differently. That's something that most white kids don't have to deal with because it's assumed that they will be treated fairly. It's assumed that they don't have to look for persons carrying biases and prejudice toward them or having stereotypes. It's assumed that they're created to win and be successful. But for us growing up in black homes where our parents had experienced injustice and where they were on the receiving end of bigotry.
That's right.
That's how we got the message. We learned early that it was going to be different for us.
That's right.
What were we told? We had to do things twice. It's better.
Oh, you're right.
That
can I just interject something real quick? It's like we show up and they grabbing their purse.
Yes.
We ain't did nothing. What the hell? We ain't did nothing. But we don't know that. I mean, but to your point, your profound point, that we were raised by black parents who had experienced that. But they knew how to share it with us, to prepare us. And to equip us for a world they would not be in.
Absolutely.
I mean, because they knew it was going to progressively get worse or backwards or whatever the case may be. But I think we forget. Like I got in the elevator the other day, and the white lady, and I don't think it's every situation. Every situation isolated. But I remember my mother sharing with me, to your point about your parents, son, baby, you got to learn how to live in two worlds. Now, why did I got to live in two
Right,
worlds?
right,
Why can't
right,
I live in one
right,
state? I mean,
right,
into
right,
that point.
right.
And I think that's what they passed down to us. And I think that's why we have been able to, in most situations, sustainable
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
successful.
Oh yeah.
And really, this word's gonna get everybody sane. 'Cause we can, why the hell we didn't lose our mind?
Right.
Based off of the dogma of the things we have to deal with as black men.
Yeah, because the perception is that black men, to your point about women clutching their purses, is that we are violent, that we are somehow aggressive, that we're angry, and they're just ruthless people, or ruthless beings, if we're given that. And so there's been several studies by behavioral scientists that reveal that the part of your brain that perceives something to be a threat or not. There was a group of people that were showed images of black men.
That's right.
And then all the responses,
a psychosis of that.
it was really high, because just the imagery of a black man scared a person, caused them to be fearful. And these were both white and black people.
I want you to hear this conversation at Black Coffee with Bishop. Now, do you hear my friend and brother discussing this? Man, we got issues. I know we call them different kind of things now, kind of problems and stuff like that. But I think, because there's some brothers watching this, and they probably don't have forums or platforms to be able to discuss what's eating at them. And they don't know, is it this or is that? But, it's probably eating at them at all different levels. This impacts relationships, home lives, careers, everything. We are a threat. And I'm glad you included black folk. We a threat to black folk too.
Yes. Yes, to our very own people.
Our own people. And I think we, that's why I think it's so easy to blame us. Not to turn my coffee into a political moment, but because of the climate we're in, I don't see anybody that look like us in the cabinet. I think there's one. But I think he might look like us, but I don't think he's one of us.
I think somebody said they not like us.
They're not like us. Okay, they're not. Okay. Well, nevertheless, I think it's important when we see for the spanning of black and brown people. The Supreme Court said you have a right to check their race. You know what I mean?
Right.
To profile us. Well, we're sitting there like, we always been profiled.
All the time. We've always been assumed. The worst has always been assumed of us.
I mean, think about that, Pastor. Think about that. Now, we've always been profiled, but we always had to go to school. We always had to do something better. Like you said earlier, your parents said, we got to be better. We got to do this. Then, like I said, my mom said, we got to learn how to live in two worlds. And you sitting there thinking like, well, the average white parent, they don't tell their kid that?
No.
Billy Bob, go out and just win the world. Whatever. And I'm not trying to sound facetious or conceited in that regard. I think we miss that. We're not sitting here as hurt, black, traumatic trauma, the black men. I get all of that sociologically, and I get that psychology. But I'm talking about everyday life. You pumping gas.
Yes.
You getting Cheetos and what's that drink you get? Dr. Pepper. I wish I had it with me. Black coffee. Get your black coffee. Get your black coffee. Get it. And you sitting there and you're like, and then culturally, they see you. They look at you strange. They look at your hands. They don't think you can pay. It's always some assessment that's in the negative context. How have you, from I would say your early 20s, post-college, married, pastoring, how have you, in raising a family too, how have you adjusted that process of all, I got all these things going on in my life.
I
But
think
when
it's
I
about
step out, I'm
I
gonna
think it's
step
about
out
being
now.
confident of who I am, because even though my parents gave me that kind of education going as a young child, they always instilled in me the fact that I could accomplish anything that I could do, or set out to do, even in a segregated, still society. And I think there have been moments in which that's been challenged. You mentioned the word profile. I remember working as a truancy case manager in my 30s and traveling around homes and neighborhoods looking for some kids that were supposed to be in school. And I was driving really slowly. Well, the police pulled up on me and pulled me over, and they said, well, we noticed that you were driving slow.
Right.
So what are you doing? So I had my badge. It said truancy case manager. I was in this computer system at that time as a Hamilton County chaplain who was able to visit. So they had all of their screens, so they knew who I was. I was dressed in a tie, I had on a
You're a
jacket.
black man with a towel.
And
Help us,
and I
Jesus.
was driving a Buick Century
Good night, Irene. I wish I had a witness.
custom that I was only paying $110 a month for. So it wasn't like I was
Over with.
yeah, it's not like I had.
Arrest him.
It's not like my ride was thugged out. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like my
right.
windows were tinted. I had custom. I had hubcaps and I had 22s on it. And I was just really just kind of in the
Right,
middle.
right,
But then they were like, "Oh, got to be a dope boy. Oh, got to be around here doing something, nefarious and mischievous," just because they profiled me and said, well, to be in this neighborhood, a person looking like you, we don't care, tie or no tie, you up to no good.
That's right. That's right.
And
See,
so just imagine.
blame the black man.
Black man.
It's something about when they blame him, the black person, or black man, black woman, black man. It's something that sparks their superficial superiority.
Yeah.
And we get stopped, and I don't know who we're talking to tonight on Black Coffee with Bishop, and what parent is watching or grandparents watching or whatever. I think he and I both, our pastoral side of heart would share with us. You're gonna have to have that conversation with your young people.
Oh, yes.
The conversation 10 and 2, I think, on the wheels, hands on the wheel, windows down. It's things that the average, again, white parent, whatever the case may be, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. In certain cases, don't have to share.
Don't even have to go in that
They don't
detail.
even think about it. I got stopped one time, and granted, I didn't make a complete stop at the stop sign. It wasn't a black man complete stop, but I didn't, I didn't make a complete. But when I let my windows down, based on what I was driving at the time, the officer says to me, "You headed to work?" And I was like, "No." And I was driving a Lexus at the time. They was like, "You work at Lexus?" And I was like, "No."
Because you couldn't afford that. So yeah.
Well, first of all, in her mind, I'm headed to work.
Right.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't be off that day. You know what I mean? Or I have to work for the company, the car I'm driving. The biases are so deeply entrenched and rooted in their upbringing, just like it's entrenched in our upbringing to be better.
Yes.
Do you think that has been passed down? I mean, do we have to share that with our friends, our children, right?
I think it stopped with our generation. I think the generation.
Uh-oh.
I think
He
the
just said,
generation.
"Stop, let me get some coffee."
I think the generation after us, or a few generations after, they've stopped that. They stopped instilling. I'm just going to put it this way: black pride.
Pride, right?
They stopped instilling that. To your point, you said earlier that we're proud to be black, and it's a good thing to be black.
Right.
And I think we ought to be able to say we're proud to be black and still be accepted as being Christian.
Listen, I wish I had 5 witnesses and I'll be 6. He just said something that's going to make me jump off. Wait a minute. Go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and like and share. Tag 10 more people because you got to hear this next moment of discussion on this podcast. And I think we need to really deal with our authentic self.
Yeah.
Who we really are.
Yeah.
We're pastors. In most cases, you would agree, and those who don't agree, bye. We'll just get your coffee. But listen to this. I'm still black first.
That's right.
And I know it's this, because of the culture we live in, it's this move that everything black is secondary, and everything black is bad, and it's horrible, and you're a Christian first. No, let me tell you something. On my damn license, it say black.
Right.
I wish it don't say Christian. I mean, and I've had moments where I wasn't gonna ever say Christian. But I think that's the reality of who we are.
Yeah.
And God is bigger than all of these ideologies and all this stuff. But how have you, and we together and separate entities in life itself, how we've had to navigate, like black fraternities and sororities are evil and demonic. No, they wasn't demonic when you was like to the window, to the wall. I wish I had that one. We got to be transparent about that.
Yeah.
But I think we forget that nobody says anything about iota lambda. You know what I mean? Or whatever these other sororities and fraternities are, or other cultures and other races. Nobody says anything about it. But I'm an alpha. Watch it. Jesus was too. Now y'all messing y'all shot. I'm an alpha, but it was birthed 1906, all these Greek-led organizations, 1908, 1912. You got to think about that when at the time of Reconstruction, we just came out of Civil War, all this stuff, and they starting black organizations. But nobody says anything that the links is demonic. I wish I had them with me. Ain't nothing wrong with the links. Don't send me no mail, don't send me no email. Because if you do, I'm just gonna have some black coffee. I wish I had some witnesses. But why do you think that has even impacted what we do?
Right.
In the faith, I wouldn't say the body of Christ. I would say the American church.
It's sad because I think that black preachers, pastors, are seen to be inferior, and that we don't have that we have poor spiritual formation, and we don't. Our ethos and pathos is jacked up because we are jacked up people.
Right.
And I think
that's why we have to join white churches, because these black guys, I tell you, they don't know anything about Jesus.
They don't know anything. We once had an affiliation, and not so much anymore, with, believe it or not, the Southern Baptist Church. Now this is going to be good. So they wanted us. They were trying to recruit.
Let me hold on to my cross. He said Southern Baptist. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So they were trying to recruit more black churches and fellowships within Southern Baptist conventions, so they would help with churches and so forth and so on. Well, a team came up just to see what we're doing, and we said that at that time, we desired to be multicultural and so forth and so on. And I was told by a group of black Baptist, Southern Baptist folks, that in order to do that, we were going to have to change our whole worship style, and I was going to have to change my whole style of preaching. Now, here's the problem I have. This is the problem I have. The problem I have is always that if it comes, if we desire to have more people from different backgrounds, it's always something we have to change.
Exactly.
It's not that they have to adapt to us. As if the way we function and the way we exist is wrong. Even if you change it, that being who we are. And I'm not talking about the 70 Baptist Church. I'm talking about the church that the black church now the modern church. The modern church. That I shouldn't have to change anything to draw people, that what I do and what I say should be just as accepted as the people you want me to be like, and change my style, who have a different melanin in their skin.
But there it is again. It's another syndrome of blaming the black man or the black woman or the black culture. You know, that we have to adjust. If you want me to be a part of your church, you're gonna have to. Nah, damn it, I don't have to do it.
No.
I woke up black this morning.
Right.
I went to sleep last night black. And hold on, I gotta get some black coffee. Hold on, I got some black. Cause I'm telling you, man, we missing out on. We need to have this conversation. Just think about, like earlier, and I got to get back to this because I find it odd that we have to adjust. You know, I remember you and I in seminary together. I remember I was in preaching class. I use this illustration sometimes because I dawn on it periodically. And I was preaching after, I used a Greek word, and I was preaching out of the Gospel of John. I used the Greek word. And so, it was doing a break after class, and we stand out in the little foyer area in the break room. And CBC, which no longer exists, that's another issue. That's another episode. It's coming soon. The white student walked up to me and said, "Wow, that was really the great word." And so he was policing me, but also policing me because I was black. And to your point, he felt I needed. How did I know that? How did I? A Greek word. You know what I mean? How was I able to do that? Wait a minute, is it a tape recorder? But I'm saying these are the challenges. These are the systems. These are the systematic approaches we have to deal with. And I wasn't, let me see, how can I put this? Black Coffee with Bishop Hales. I wasn't as mature.
Right.
As I want to be, or I'm growing into be, as Peter said, growing in the grace of God. Just throw that out there. I wasn't mature, and I was like, man, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Then he panicked mode because he thought I was gonna slap the hell out of him. So I think that's the bigger issue too, of his fear.
Yeah.
He thought I was a black Goliath.
Being intelligent is intimidating to many of our counterparts, And you ask the question,
Can I just interject something, Pastor, real quick? That's absolutely correct, but it's intimidating, period. Go ahead.
Right, period, right.
Right.
And so when you think about, even in a seminary setting, it's a setting that's supposed to promote Christ's love. Okay, let's just,
BS.
Right.
Bad stuff, I'm sorry.
I took issue when we were in seminary.
I remember.
That on MLK Day, we were having class.
I remember that.
So I raised the question to the professor. I'm having problem on being on Martin Luther King Day. This man who was a great preacher, he was a theologian. I'm having problem.
Monday night, I remember it.
Monday night that we're having class on MLK Day. And I raised my hand. And after that, we never had class on MLK. And so how do I navigate is, if not, what's the old adage?
And I remember it like it was yesterday because I said, oh, hell, we're going to get put out of school. We're going to get put out of school. I just know it. We're trying to finish. I needed this elective. I'm sitting there like, Trevor, can you be quiet? But we had these moments.
We had the moments. And we had to speak up. And I was like, there's no way we can be a Christian seminary and we're in class on MLK Day. Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And they try to even say he's not a Christian. I get it. I mean, but I remember that. To your point, if I'm on shared experiences or different experiences with even the guy asked me, and he was like celebratory that I said this Greek word, I was like, wow, that's a really Greek word you use. Like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? But if he was to say that now, he might catch them hands. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? No, not the hands. I'm just gonna offer him some black coffee. Hey, listen, because it's changing a lot. It's changing my world. Listen, I got to get back to that because I remember that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Our awareness was passed down.
Yes, yes.
Our social, I always say, we're saved, but we are socially conscious.
Yes, yes.
See, I think this is a confusion
Yes.
in most, I would say, religious settings.
Yes.
That now we come into the knowledge of Jesus, or we join church.
Yes.
Then we're socially inept. We don't need to be socially aware of anything.
Right. And we don't need to protest or speak up. I remember being, when I was a young guy back in college, I remember being a part of the Black Student Union, being on Student Senate as a Black Affairs Commissioner. And I remember holding protests and rallies, and I was stopped one day by one of my classmates from the FOI, Fruit of Islam.
Yes, sir.
Who said, "Man, Trevor, you need to come on with us, because you just out
Rebel
there, man."
with a cause. I know that's right.
And I said, "Well, let me just say it like this. I'm a remaining Christian, but you do know that Jesus was a radical."
Listen, did y'all catch that? Jesus was a radical. That's probably episode 5 that's coming. But I can't get away from this, Pastor. I'm sorry. I know we got to move on to Bishop. These questions, these people have been sending these questions. I know we got to get to, let me ask Bishop, but I got to say this. I remember that about Dr. King, how you was so adamant that why am I in class on a Monday night?
Right.
And it's just a few of us
in
class on a Monday night on Dr. King's birthday. And I remember sitting there saying, what the hell, why are we in class?
Right.
And I remember that, and I did say, they gonna put us out. Because it's the tension.
Yes.
That we're bucking against the system of keeping us quiet.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just, have Jesus and Jesus.
Be quiet.
Yeah. Sola Scriptura, there's the scripture. Yeah. No. We in class studying the Bible on Dr. King's birthday.
On Dr. King's birthday.
Get me out of class. Listen, Black Coffee with Bishop. I got to ask this question. Some questions people want to know. Ask Bishop. And thank you. Listen, I am so excited to have my friend and brother, Pastor Phillips, with me on Black Coffee with Bishop, because this episode, Blame the Black Man, we needed to discuss it. First of all, we need to have this discussion. We need to have a discussion environment where everybody disagrees with what we're saying, but our life experiences are our life experiences.
Absolutely.
But I want to get to these questions people have asked, and I want to kind of lean in on it a little bit about, being black second, Christian first. And like I said, my license, if I pull it out now, it says black, 6'3". I wish I had a witness. I mean, it says it.
Mine's 6 feet.
I feel something. But you know what? What's so crazy about this? It's so crazy about this. But we have people who look like us.
Yes.
Who want to demean who we are as black people.
Right.
And say Jesus. What's your initial thoughts about that? Because this is a question people are asking me all the time.
It reminds me of slavery, in the fact that,
you know what? Hold on, let me get some coffee. He said slavery. Jesus of Nazareth, go ahead.
It reminds me, for justification of slavery, that we can keep these people in bondage because of the descendants of Ham. And so the curse of Ham. I wish I had.
I feel something about that get loose in his throat.
and they ain't real people anyway. They're savages.
They're savages, right?
They're 3/5 of a person anyway. So if we treat them like animals, we're not really doing anything bad, because they ain't really real people.
That's right. They don't have souls.
And despite the fact that almost 13 million slaves died, coming over
That's right,
from
on that
here
Atlantic.
to the U.S.
Right.
or to go into other places. Not everybody made it; they were dying, so it didn't mind. They were packed like sardines on slave ships, and there were feces, and if you got sick, there wasn't no doctor. You got thrown overboard, and
Right.
so when you have that perception that a black person or a black male in particular is not really human, you try to erase the guilt.
That's right.
I have no shame because
And it's history.
Yeah, it's history. They ain't really people.
So let's lift up him being a Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to be a Christian.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus. Well, I'm sorry to break the news, but
Yeah.
Jesus is not from Ireland, and
Right.
and he not celebrating St.
Right.
Patty's Day. I wish I had a witness.
Right.
Help me, Holy Ghost.
But the justification.
Black coffee.
Come on. But the justification of what they were doing was that we will, in slavery, Chantel, we want you to say that slavery is okay because of the curse that's on y'all. And y'all not deserving to be treated any differently that you're treating. And so we're going to use the Bible
That's right.
to justify. So if you're Christian first, you won't speak up to the injustices that are done to you because of the color of your skin.
And then you have a Jesus of concept instead of a Jesus of the Bible,
Oh,
Christ.
Lord, have mercy.
You have a concept. You have
Have
a
mercy.
Jesus. What I would say, often you've heard me say a version
Yes.
of a Jesus that works
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
To put me second, to put my class second, to put my race, second, to put it. I know I am in Christ, and I have all these things inheritance, but also I'm a black man, and I'm unapologetically a black man.
First and foremost.
And listen, when they stop me tonight, if they stop me tonight, don't stop me tonight because I'm drinking black coffee. But if they stop me, they ain't gonna stop. They ain't stopping Bishop Hales. They're
No.
not stopping
A
the
black
born
man.
again, filled with the Spirit, fire back. They're not stopping none
That's
of that.
right.
They are, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The visual is more important than anything. And this is the question: why do you think that has been so pervasive, even among our people? Like you said, slavery. It's a slave syndrome. George DeGrasse, get the book. You need to read it. But I think a lot of times people forget, Pastor, that hey, God, I'm wonderfully made.
Yes.
Not to be damn second.
No.
Get your coffee and if it's black, drink it because
Right.
it's black coffee. will tell
Right,
you.
right.
I mean, I think people miss that, and there again, it's the slave syndrome.
It is a slave
It's
syndrome.
let's put this out there. Oh, be a Christian first.
Right.
Your blackness is undone. I heard this guy say it. Oh, you over the pulpit. Your blackness is idolatry. I said, what the hell Bible he reading?
Right,
I'm
right.
just thinking to myself, these kind of things have people programmed. And I know we have self-hate. I know we have self-absorption. I know we have a lot of self-aggrandizement, self-issues. But that's probably because we haven't met Christ. Because you met Christ, you'll pick up your cross
Absolutely.
and follow him and deny yourself.
Self.
Okay, I didn't even want to go there. I got another question. I think this question is more provocative, but I think we need to deal with that idolatry piece. I don't know about you, my black coffee audience. I think there's a part two coming because I'm talking to my dude, my boy, my best friend, my brother. So there's a lot of stuff we got to talk about because this black stuff is. It's exhausting because I saw this thing the other day. You might have saw it too. Black fatigue and all that kind of stuff. I said, man, black folk been tired. What the hell
Right.
you been talking about?
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
We've been exhausted. We got to deal with crazy black folk, crazy
All the
white
time.
folk, crazy
Yes.
Hispanics.
Yes.
Everybody at the
Crazy Hispanics. Just the other day, Bishop, driving
don't
down.
do it.
Just the other day, driving down, not too far from the doors of City of Promise, someone pulled over, rolled the window down, and proceeded to go into me. It was a Latino who totally disrespected me.
I can believe it.
Totally disrespected me. She said, I didn't even see I came up. Called me old, called me dumb, called me stupid.
Man.
And the tea bear in me from back in the day
Don't
said,
do it.
You know what?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Silly rabbit. Tricks are for
kids. Listen, Black Coffee. I got one more question before we sign off this part one. I can't believe I'm sitting here talking with the senior pastor and founder of the Saving Grace Community Church, my friend and brother over 30 plus years, the pastor TK Bear Phillips. I just want to throw that out there. But this is the other question that somebody asked me. Just ask Bishop. We got to get this out. We probably gonna close on this because I don't think nobody can handle this or any more coffee and Black Coffee with Bishop. How have you handled pastoring white people?
Well, we've had over the years a few, and simply it's just to be myself, and to understand the story and the point of view that we come from is as a Black person, Afro, Negro, whatever in America.
Yeah, we got damn near 50 million names.
Yeah. That's our perspective.
Right.
And so we present that without any apologies, that this is our perspective and that all are welcome, but please understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
As preachers, we know to preach and teach the word in a way that shows that we all have fallen short.
That's right.
We've sinned and all have fallen short of the glory of God.
Absolutely, right.
And then we understand that there's some things, I just did a sermon series about how not to hate people. And
it's a great series.
It was an acknowledgement that hate's in all of us, red, yellow, black, or white. And so from my point is
we all hate it in sight. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. But you're right.
Yeah, there's hate.
We talked about the series. It was a profound series.
Yeah, we hate and all that. So in terms of anyone in our congregation who would be different melon, is that hey, this is a human struggle. This is my struggle.
Right.
And if you have not been on the end that I'm on, please understand the end I'm on. And then maybe you can proselytize other people, not to be racist, but to be welcoming of all people.
I think there's a challenge for anybody. I think it's a challenge whether you're black or white. I think it's a challenge because we're fighting against a system that we were born into. I think we have to adjust and adapt. We have to be flexible, but I want to subscribe. I just got to say this on the record because he is my dude, my best friend, my brother. I hear people say this, and they've said this to us in different settings and circles. Oh, well, I just want to go to a church that want to be what heaven looks like. I said, how the hell you know what heaven looks like? I mean, what the? Have you been there?
Because a little boy that wrote a book that said he was heaven was found out to be a liar.
I wish I had a witness. You see these kind of things we have to contend with. People just say, you know what, we're going to have to do an episode one day. People say the dumbest things or the strangest things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I get that.
Yeah, it could be like the series, they had a special on the dumbest criminal in the world, dumbest Christian. That's what we could probably do. Yeah.
Well, we have 5, 6, 7. So I think people just miss out. And this black man thing is really, because we're going to have to get to this part too. I'll give you the question what is a snow bunny, Bishop? Okay, I can't really get to that today, but I want you to know that we're going to get to it because I won't define that unless my brother is in Black Coffee with Bishop. Listen, Pastor, thank you for part one.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of Black Coffee with Bishop. Thank you so much for your life and your ministry. It means the world to us. And I'm glad that we were able to talk Black Coffee and let our conversations that are mainly private be public now. So listen, I want you to like, share, subscribe to my channel. It's growing. like leaps and bounds. It's blowing our minds. God's doing an amazing thing with Black Coffee. But whatever you do, we coming back with a part 2 episode, another episode, part 2, because we got to continue. Because somebody asked me, Bishop, what is a snow bunny to a black pastor? Well, I can tell you what, it's not a cartoon. All right, listen. This is Bishop Hales. I'm signing off with Black Coffee with Bishop Hales. Listen, get your black coffee. See you next time. Peace.